Can you do your best witch laugh?
That's what we did last year.
Damn, that's all I got.
Well, it is October 3rd.
Yep.
AKA
Mean Girls Day,
AKA
which Kirsten didn't even know about until right now.
I mean, I remember it being an internet thing. I just didn't know what it meant.
Well,
I didn't know it was called Mean Girls
it's
Day.
Mean Girls Day.
Like, I know that that's a meme on the internet, but...
It's a real
well,
life
for those
event.
of you like me who don't know what Mean Girls Day is, it's not the day that the movie came out,
No.
like I thought. It's
when Katie asks Aaron,
what day is it?
what day is it? And he says, it's October 3rd.
Yeah, because that's part of the lore of her trying to, like, get him.
Yeah.
Trying to flirt with him.
So, Mean Girls Day.
But more importantly, it is the beginning of our favorite month, October.
Mm-hmm.
And we're very excited because we get to talk about the fun stuff on the pod.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I really don't want this month to pass us by.
No, let's be aware.
Let's be aware, and that's why I'm doing Sober October.
But first, I'm Kirsten.
I'm Allie.
And you're listening to Thank You So Much. Thank you so much for Urban Legends. That's what we're talking about. You heard it.
You heard it here first. Urban Legends, we're talking stories, okay?
We're talking
Like,
stories.
these
Last year
are
we did
not-
cryptids. This is different.
This is different. These are just like stories that you hear that inspire like horror movies pretty much.
Yeah.
Like scary movies. It's usually they're not real.
No.
Like, I think all of them are fake. In
Well,
fact.
yeah, but
there
I think
could
that
be-
some of them are based on like people's true life experiences.
Yeah, there might be like a little
and
bit of
stuff.
truth to
Yeah.
some.
But most of the time it's like based on some lore shit.
Yeah, there's no truth to the ones I'm talking about.
So, but you're doing Sober October.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm going to try really hard. Like, I'm going to try my absolute best to do Sober October.
I think I was going to, but then my freaking laptop just decided to break on me and I got stressed.
Yeah, you're a stress drinker.
I'm actually normally not. I mean, it's not like
Maybe you were just using that as an excuse to have a beer.
No. Because I did want to drink, but I don't think I'm normally a stress drinker. That was just really stressful. I haven't had something like that stressful happen. Because that's like,
yeah, your whole
I
life.
can't
like,
work
yeah,
at
you
all.
can't work for a whole
like,
week.
I can't even like log into Slack to like tell people what's going on. Like,
which is crazy.
yeah, because I don't have Slack on my phone.
That's very stressful. You need to put Slack on your phone.
No, because if I put Slack on my phone, I'm going to be on there when I'm not clocked in.
Oh.
Because I'd be doing that shit, and I'm not, yeah.
Gross.
Don't you have Slack on your phone? Don't you get
Yeah.
on there when you're not? Well, see, that's the thing is you're not hourly. I'm hourly, so I'm not going to be on Slack when I'm not clocked in.
That makes
and I know
sense.
that if I have it on my phone, I'm going to look at it.
That makes sense. Because I
Yeah.
do sometimes. I try not to, but I have my notification turned off after like 6 p.m.
But even if I don't, sometimes I'll be curious because like maybe there was like a question I asked someone and I was like waiting for them to respond or yeah. But
yeah, I'm gonna try to do Sober October with all my heart. Like, I'm gonna give
I'm
it
still going to try to do it.
a good college try.
I think I'm still going to try to do it, except for like sometimes I'm going to have a beer.
So, and by the way, when I say Sober October, I mean drinking. I am smoking tons of weed.
Yeah, here's the thing is I don't have another vice, really.
Yeah,
at
I was
all.
thinking about that today.
Like, I don't smoke weed, so I smoke cigarettes, which is nothing. Like, that's not like a...
yeah.
I'm not getting any kind of, like, high or anything, so...
Well, I would like to not smoke weed every day. Or, like, I feel like every time I give up drinking, I always resort to weed and I smoke more than I normally do.
yeah.
And I don't want that to be the case.
Yeah,
Like,
because the idea is to be, like, healthy and...
Yeah, but I am excited to find different things to do that isn't drinking this month.
Yeah, me too, because I also feel like my memory has been really bad
Mine
lately.
has been really bad too.
And I think it'll help to not drink.
Yeah.
I think I can still do Sober October, except for today I'm having a beer.
Kirsten's literally drinking a beer right now.
But I just wanted a beer
I
because
have
we're doing the
Dr. Pepper.
podcast, and it's a beer for the
I
podcast.
had to get me a little fun drink.
I got a fun drink, but it just doesn't do the same thing. I have something.
I'm not
here.
judging. I smoke weed, and like I said, I wish I didn't resort to that, but maybe one day I will get there. But I just think that this month will go by slower also if I don't drink, because I love this month, and then it's always like, oh shit, I didn't paint pumpkins, or I didn't do this. I didn't get to go to this thing.
There's a lot of really fun traditions around this month, and I think not drinking will help you really enjoy that a little more.
Yeah, I keep thinking like, what would Missy do? And Missy just carries around a bunch of fun drinks everywhere she goes. And I think that's the trick. Like, as long as you have something that's not water with you, and you're just like,
I think I need like more than one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she carries like a whole backpack full.
That's maybe what I should do.
Shouts out, girl. Love you. But yeah, I think replacing it with fun drinks is my goal right now. We'll see. I mean, you know,
it's hard when like going to a bar though, because you can't really do that at a bar. You can't like bring fun drinks.
I know, and
but you can still order like virgin drinks, but like that's lame.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah, they're so like just as much of a as
I'm
a
trying to save
cocktail.
money.
Yeah.
Why am I gonna buy that? Yeah, but I mean, I guess you could just drink Diet Coke and stuff. But it just sucks because my friends keep sending me these like Halloween pop-up scary bars. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that looks fun.
There's that, and I always feel like red wine is like a very witchy thing, and I like to do my little witchy rituals with red wine. Honestly, I might do like sober November.
Yeah, I usually do dry January, but I feel like my body's like, please stop. Yeah. So I'm just going to try it.
Yeah, I'm already talking myself out of it because of all the fun festivities.
I know.
Yeah, I think November feels more right for me.
But Thanksgiving's in November.
Maybe there would be one day off. Or like until Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Well, no one's judging you.
I know, but I do want to like work on my self-control. I'm really bad at self-control.
I'm really bad.
Unless the consequence is dire, I can talk myself into doing something that's not exactly good for me.
Yeah.
But you know what my therapist said was, because you always think about who you want to be or like what kind of person you want to be, but when you're about to do that thing that's just the instant gratification, that's not like fulfilling what you really want. Like what you really want is to be like healthy and happy.
What you really want.
So like you really want to be like,
yeah, I feel like I have two sides of me, because I really do want to be healthy and, you know, active and whatever, but I also want to drink and have fun.
But I think it's like, I don't want to be like a person who drinks, you know? I want to be like a person who's creative. I want to be a person who's like intellectually thinking about the world, like learning and active.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah, but I think that
self-control, it all comes back to self-control, because even when we're drinking, it's like shot o'clock, shot o'clock, shot o'clock. You know? Yeah. So that's where it gets hard to be functional the next day.
Yeah. It is kind of fun. Shots are fun because it's like, oh, we're all doing this thing together.
Yeah, and it's like, ooh, we're all getting fucked up.
Yeah. But we don't have to like keep doing it.
Yeah, we
could do it like once a night.
Or twice or like once every week or a couple weeks. I don't know.
No, I'm not saying like once a night. I'm saying like once, like a night that we're drinking. Like
one time.
In the night that we're like going out. Yeah. Once a night. Shot o'clock every night. Yeah. No, not that. Should we talk about our weekends a little bit? Oh, it's our friend's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Candace had her birthday on Saturday, her birthday party. And yeah, we met her boyfriend. Nice guy.
Yep.
And I don't know, it was just kind of typical bar hopping for us. Yeah. But I think it was more different for them because they don't get to come to this side very often because they live in Long Beach.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was fun, and we ended the night, as we always do, with garage pizza.
I love garage pizza.
I love it. You can get a slice of anything you want, and it's huge, and it's like New York style, and they have vegan meats if you're vegan.
Yeah, and it's like I think it's like $4 for a slice.
Yeah, $4 for a huge big ass slice, and it's not. It's really fast.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, I don't know how they do it, because you can order any flavor slice, and they have like 16 things on the menu.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really don't know how they do it.
I almost feel like they just have things super prepped. Garage pizza, if you're in Silver Lake ever, it is bomb.
Yeah, I recommend.
So.
It's good. It's tasty pizza. And it's like actually good pizza. Like I feel like people that are like really finicky about their pizza would say so.
Well,
you know?
see, that's the problem.
Because for me, I like any pizza.
Exactly. I don't know what is good pizza, so maybe you shouldn't like the finicky people. I don't know.
The finicky people would like it because it's like the crust is like it
crunchy.
Tastes like
it tastes good.
Yeah,
it's just really good.
It feels like a nice.
It feels like a good pizza.
Yeah,
it feels like a good pizza. I will eat the freaking pizza that we used to get.
I eat Totino's. Like I eat like all different.
The lunch pizza we got in elementary school. The rectangle.
The rectangle. That shit,
I ate that
shit was fire too.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I was excited.
I like any pizza. Like literally, you can't fuck up a pizza for me.
You cannot go wrong with a pizza. It's bread, it's sauce, it's cheese.
Yeah, it's fucking good.
Why are you complaining?
I know people really complain about the crazy stuff with their pizza.
But like, dude, bread, sauce, and cheese.
That's all you need.
It doesn't matter. But you know what? Not every single pizza is going to be perfect. But garage pizza, chef's kiss.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was our friend's birthday and it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah. That was our weekend. But yeah, let's get into it. We have a topic that we researched. So basically, we each chose 2 urban legends to talk about.
So we have 4 urban legends to talk about.
Yeah.
So again, these legends are they're like folklore almost. Like they're not real. They might stem from a real event maybe, or like someone's real life something or other. But most of the time, they're just like scary stories to just scare you throughout the month. And also a lot of movies take inspiration and books and stuff take inspiration from these like old legends, but they're still kind of spooky, especially if you just like let yourself think it's real.
Yeah,
it's fun.
And I mean, I think a lot of them have like fun traditions, like the one I'm going to talk about, which is Bloody Mary.
Oh yeah.
And that's when like I think little girls in our sleepovers, we would play quote unquote Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you how me and my friends did it.
Okay.
When I was a kid, we would go into the bathroom, turn off all the lights. Some people would do a candle. I don't remember doing a candle. We would like literally it was just like black, like pitch black.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to say Bloody Mary 3 times and she's supposed to appear in the mirror. Yeah. Which it never really happened, but it always freaked us out.
Oh my gosh, it freaked me out so bad. Like we did the same thing. I don't remember there being a candle, but I remember being so scared saying it like, this is a bad idea. I don't know. Like I should probably get out of here. But yeah, I don't think we ever saw her.
You know what other thing I would do in the bathroom with all the lights off? I don't know if you know this, but you know the mint lifesavers.
Yes.
There's one flavor.
I love those.
There's a specific flavor, and I think it's like winter fresh.
I love that one.
That if you go in a dark room and chew on it, it sparks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
we used to do that.
Yeah, I remember that now, too. Mm-hmm. That's funny. That's like, there's so many.
But it's only one flavor. It's not all of them.
Yeah, which that one is the best flavor, so. But that's funny because I do remember doing that too.
I wonder if like every kid does that or if that's like a 90s thing.
I don't know. We should ask some Gen Zers.
Yeah, Gen Zers out there. Did you do that?
Did you
the lightsabers?
Yeah.
Lifesavers?
Let us know.
So yeah, Bloody Mary, I mean, that's like ritual of it. But I was curious, like, who is it? Because my speculation was I thought it was going to be like some witch hunt girl.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah, because I mean, all of these things have to come from somewhere.
Yeah. And we also have the drink. But so, okay, there's like a few theories. And nobody's
the drink.
Really. Yeah. Yeah.
The
cocktail.
I was thinking the drink, and then I was like, oh shit.
The cocktail Bloody Mary, yeah. But anyway, there's a few theories on the origin of it, and like nothing's been like agreed upon. The most well-known / like most people kind of believe that it came from Mary the First of England. So she was the daughter of Henry VIII, who we all know about.
He was a bad man.
He was a bad man, but she was a bad woman too.
Ooh,
because she had 300 Protestant Christians, non-Catholics. She had them burned to death.
Oh, so she had all the non-Catholics burned to death just because they weren't Catholic?
I think so.
What a bitch.
Anyway, she had the nickname Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
So that seems like the kind of first instance of it.
Yeah.
There's also There's also two other ones. There's also Elizabeth Bathory, also known as the Queen of Blood, who was supposedly convicted for murdering hundreds of young girls so she could bathe in their blood.
Oh my God, Elizabeth.
Yeah. That one feels like more like what a Bloody Mary would be. You know? Like,
oh my
bathing
goodness,
in the blood.
But her name's not Mary.
Yeah, that's maybe why it's not her.
Yeah, okay.
And then we have Mary Worth, and I think this is the one that I was thinking of, who was a witch who was executed in the Salem witch trials.
Okay.
So it could be one of those three. Those are like the more common ones.
So those are like the theories of where it comes from? The top theories, I guess.
Oh, okay. This is funny, though. Mary Worth might also have been a woman who killed slaves escaping the American South in the Underground Railroad. So I don't know. Like, this is really weird. There's like two theories, and maybe there's two Mary Worths. I don't know.
Well,
one was the woman who killed the slaves, and then one was a witch during the Salem witch trials.
They're both named the same thing.
Mary Worth.
Wow, that's confusing, but... Yeah. Maybe there's just a lot of naughty Marys out there.
Yeah.
I know a few.
But the more common one is that Mary First of England.
Yeah, she was
had
bad.
All the Protestants killed.
She's a bad girl.
Bad bitch, but not a bad bitch.
Not a bad bitch, but like she's a fucking cunt.
Yeah,
how about
she's
that?
A cunty cunt.
She's a cunt, not in a good way though.
No.
So
see, we took away too many of these words and made them good things.
We reclaimed all these words, and now there's nothing to call evil people.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's like basically the gist of the Bloody Mary. I had mentioned before the cocktail, of course, like everybody knows about the Bloody Mary cocktail. It's like one of the most common cocktails. And that one has like theories on like where it originated from.
Yeah, I would love to know, because who decided to put cold tomato juice and vodka together?
But
sounds like some British shit to do.
Like, well...
some UK shit to do.
Well, actually, a lot of people are saying that it's from the U.S., invented in the 1920s or 30s, which is like Prohibition era.
Tomato juice.
This is the first one. There's a French bartender that claimed to have invented it in 1921. Oh, but he was working in New York. So, yes, it was in America, but he was French.
Okay, so a French man who worked in New York invented it.
So that's the Bloody Mary.
Okay.
And maybe after this, we'll do a Bloody Mary in the bathroom.
Sure.
No, I really don't want to. This place is fucking freaky
Actually,
as hell.
yeah, this place is haunted, so I would rather not do that. And I'm scared of
I know
the
we're
dark.
not supposed to talk about the background, but like...
I know. We said we wouldn't talk about it again, but like we have spiders. Which brings
Look
me
at our spooky background.
To our next story, actually.
Okay, spiders.
Which is the spider bite story.
Mm-hmm.
And I...
Not Spider-Man.
Not Spider-Man. No, Kirsten was a little confused. She thought the only spider bite story
was Spider-Man.
Out there is Spider-Man. But no,
but
this
that's folklore.
Well, it's sure.
Spider-Man. He got bit, and then he became Spider-Man.
Yep. That's folklore.
Pretty freaky deaky.
That's scary stuff right there. I would kind of love to be Spider-Man and have his powers.
Me too.
But no, so this is called the spider bite, and I had heard of when I started researching it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember like hearing that story, and then also like a bunch of movies and TV
like
shows.
Spider-Man.
No, not like Spider-Man, Kirsten. You gotta let that one go. This is worse.
The Spider-Man was Spider-Man.
No, this is different.
Okay.
This is a spooky spider bite.
Bitch.
Yeah, a bad bitch spider. Normally, it's a black widow.
Okay.
Is where the lore or the legend says. But this story emerged in England in the 1970s, so it's kind of newer, compared to some of these others.
50 years ago.
In the 1970s?
50 years ago.
Was it?
We're in the 2020s. 1970s is 30 years from 2000.
Okay, that's not that long ago then.
No, it's not.
So they were saying like it's pretty modern compared to some of the other like folklore legend stuff. But basically the story goes, and I'm sure you'll remember hearing about this, but the story goes...
I'm not going to remember it.
Well, I'm sure someone out there will. The story goes that there was a woman from like a northern place that's cold who goes and vacations down south, like to, we'll say, like Mexico, somewhere tropic and warm and where there's bugs.
Okay.
And she gets bit by a spider on her cheek, and she doesn't really think anything about it at first. But then when she goes back home, the bite starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And she keeps talking to doctors, and they're like, no, it's just, it's
infected, but
it'll go down. Like, don't worry about it. But then she goes to one doctor, and
but this is a true story.
No, this is not a true story.
Okay.
She goes to the doctor, and he's like, oh, we got to pop this boil. And when he pops it, a bunch of little baby spiders come out.
Oh, okay.
So if you think about like all the scary movies and TV shows and books and stuff that have like a bug like burying into your skin or like laying
I think in theory that could happen at some.
Well, so I was reading.
What if a spider like crawled into your body and laid their eggs in the egg sac in there?
Here's the truth about that.
Okay.
Spiders do not find the human body suitable for laying eggs.
But what if it could happen? What if the spider like just kind of accidentally?
I don't know. There's been no actual case of anything like this that can be found anywhere in scientific or medical literature. So I don't know. I mean, if anything, maybe the spider would like put eggs in your ear. I don't know. But apparently they don't even like humans for that purpose. Like we're not the best place to lay eggs.
It seems
I
like
guess
spiders like cold places. Like they don't.
Yeah,
really
maybe
like
that's why.
Warm. I don't know.
But so this kind of led to the after the spiders come out of her face, she goes insane from the shock, and like she's never the same again. So that's how the story is.
Yeah, I don't know if I could ever go back.
Yeah.
But have you seen like the videos on the internet of people bursting spider baby sacs?
No.
The egg sacs?
That sounds awful.
Creepy as hell.
I hate spiders, so I would never.
I think they're kind of cute. I just don't want to see them in my house.
No. Well,
we actually have a lot of spiders in my house.
I don't want to see them anywhere, really. But listen, so this story is considered a bosom serpent story type. Mm-hmm. And to be one of those stories, the creature has to enter the body and somehow reproduce inside. And this comes from Nathaniel Hawthorne's 1843 short story, Egotism or the Bosom Serpent. And now they use this, like the bosom serpent story type, to generalize other legends where living creatures enter the human body. And normally in these stories, the creatures have to be removed surgically, or they'll just like bust out of the body.
Yeah. So
it reminds me of like Alien, you know, how they like get in there and then it like busts out the stomach or like wherever they are. That's what it reminds me. So that would be like a bosom serpent story.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fun facts.
Yeah, that's a spider bite. I think really that's just a nightmare thing to happen.
Yeah.
Like having any animal like either lay eggs inside of you or like go inside of you at all.
I mean, parasites are real, so like I think that kind of comes from the idea of parasites.
Yeah.
And
it's
creepy.
gross.
I hope I never get a parasite.
Me too.
So the other one that I researched was, I mean, this is just like the common, because there's a lot of movies and scary stories about haunted dolls, right?
Ew.
There's something about the doll.
Actually,
my own personal story is we did have a doll, and I don't think she was haunted. I never got like a weird vibe from her, but we did have a creepy doll in my childhood home. We called it the big room because it was like the room that wasn't hooked up to the central air, so it was always like either really hot or really cold depending on the time of the year. And it was like an add-on to our house, and I guess the previous owners had it as a billiards room, but it was like really big and like a basement, but it wasn't in the basement, but it felt very basement-like because of like the lack of like air conditioning and stuff. In any case, that room had a lot of like storage stuff, and we had a doll like sitting up on, it's probably still there, on one of the shelves. Yeah. And she was like blonde, and she was big. She was like, no, like 2 feet tall maybe, like, and she was sitting, and she had like a pink dress, and she just looks like one of those classic creepy dolls.
Yeah.
that look a little human-like.
Ew.
But all of my friends, like when they would spend the night, because we would often have sleepovers in the big room because we could watch TV in there, and it was the big room, and there was like fold-out couch. I have lots of fond memories of hanging out in there, even though it was like a weird room. Like it was very, it's hard to describe because
I can imagine it. Like
there was just like a lot of like boxes and storage everywhere, but it was so big that like it was like a fun little like teenager hangout, but it felt like a basement, but it wasn't. But all my friends were afraid of that doll, and I was like, that doll's not. It's fine.
Like she's just a normal girly pop trying to chill. Yeah,
I never felt freaked out by that doll.
My Nana had a doll collection of those like porcelain.
Yeah. You know, I had a porcelain doll too.
The porcelain dolls that have the stand that you put them up and their hair is like really shiny and some of their eyes move, but not all of them. She had like, I don't know, like 20 of those dolls displayed in her living room.
That's a thing. I mean, they're collectibles. Yeah.
They gave me the creeps.
I kind of like dolls. They're cool. But okay, so I just have a list of notable haunted dolls.
Okay.
And the first one that I want to talk about is because I think like Japanese folklore is always like so descriptive and interesting. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of our horror comes from Japan,
and a lot of like Japanese horror movies are so scary.
Yeah. There's just something
they
really
just know how to do it,
like interesting about their folklore and urban legends. But this one, and this is from 1918. A teenager named Ikichi Suzuki purchased a large doll from Hokkaido. Hokkaido's like the north of Japan, and it was for his younger sister. And Okiku is the younger sister's name, but when she died, the family believed that Okiku's spirit was inhabiting the doll.
Ew.
Yeah.
Why?
And they believed that the hair on the doll was growing. I think that's why.
That's scary. Yeah, I mean,
and then now it's like in a temple.
They were like, let's lock this fucking doll up.
And the claim is that a priest regularly trims the hair that's still growing.
Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's the claim.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That can't be true.
Well, it's a fun story anyway.
I can't believe.
And then we have Annabelle, which we
all know.
Have that movie, like the films The Conjuring and Annabelle, the film.
It's creepy.
But it's a Raggedy Ann doll that was alleged by some people named Ed and Lorraine Warren to be haunted.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you've seen The Conjuring, I don't know if that's really what they look like.
Yeah, I don't know either. But they were real people, and they believed that this doll was haunted, and this is now displayed at the Warren's Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut.
Oh, we should go.
Mm-hmm. I'd be down. Take a little trip to
Connecticut. Why not just go to Connecticut real quick for the weekend? Go see this fucking haunted doll. That sounds like a really good idea. Sounds like nothing bad would happen
nothing
at
bad
all.
Ever. But I do believe that dolls can hold spirits. I think that's
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because there's so many stories of it. Another one is a Barbie doll, actually. But this is in Singapore.
I don't think that would scare me. I'd be like, oh my God, Barbie.
Yeah, but apparently this Singaporean Barbie, the name of the doll is Pulau Ubin. And she's displayed in a memorial temple, too. And then there's these things called...
What did the Barbie do?
I don't have any more information other than that. So
there just was one.
That's it.
Okay. I think that would be my favorite one. I'd be like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
So
we could look up more information
Ken
about
is
that,
a fucking dick, right, Barbie? And then we could just gossip.
You ever see those TikToks of people, like, doing skits with Barbies?
Yeah, they're funny.
And they're like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would be like, what? Oh my God, my Barbie just talked to me. I'm so excited. I wouldn't be creeped out. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, fun fact. I learned about sex through Barbies.
Oh.
I don't think I learned about like the actual sex, but I learned about kind of it through a friend that knew more than I did about it.
Oh.
That was playing with her Barbies that way. Okay, I have one more. Mandy, and she was made in England or Germany between 1910 and 1920. She's a porcelain doll.
Ooh.
And claimed to have supernatural powers.
Oh.
They say that her eyes are supposed to follow the visitors of the museum that she resides in now.
Ew, scary.
She's also been featured on the Montel Williams show.
Oh, wow. Was she a guest?
Probably. Those are like a few creepy doll stories, but what we see in films now are things like Annabelle. We saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And Chucky, of course, is the classic dolls
Chucky.
coming to life.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we see it in scary movies all the time now.
Because, I mean, I think it's easy to put a spirit into something that already looks like a human, you know? So.
Have you heard of that term? It's an internet term, uncanny valley.
Mm-mm.
I mean, this is more so like when something that's like AI looks so real, but it's like there's something uncanny about it that's not quite real.
Oh, yeah. Like the fingers are messed up or something?
No, it's like the face.
Oh,
usually.
okay.
It's like the face looks really real, but then there's something you can tell that it's like not human.
Yeah.
I think that like we get that kind of feeling with the doll too sometimes. Yeah.
It's creepy. No wonder they're so creepy. I don't fuck with dolls, man.
I like dolls.
You would like dolls.
I'm quirky.
You're just a quirky girl.
I'm just quirky.
Okay, so the last one we have for you, and this one is probably the most famous, most well known.
I think that like we know about it as millennials because it was like something that came out like during our teenagehood.
So this is Slender Man. We all know him. We all love him.
We've all at least heard it. I think it's a very millennial folklore.
So what Slender Man is, it's an urban legend created by an artist on an online forum called Something Awful. And he was created...
That was creepypasta.
No, listen.
Okay.
This happened in 2009 on a web forum called Something Awful, and they held a contest challenging users to edit everyday photographs to appear paranormal. Because you have to think, like 2009... computers were, you know, out there.
And people were doing a lot of like fun Photoshops.
Yeah, they were like discovering
Photoshop. And that's
Photoshop.
when like Photoshop was like an art form. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a contest to, you know, make something appear paranormal that's not. And this guy named Eric Knudsen submitted 2 black and white photos of children with newly created Slender Man character lurking in the background.
Okay.
So I have 2 pictures that he edited to look like Slender Man is in the background, if you want to describe it, or at least maybe just one of them to our listeners.
Okay, so this one's like in the foreground is some kids playing on a slide. And then in the background, we see like a tree and this really tall, like lanky figure looming over some kids in the background. Like his limbs are like abnormally long, like his arms are like hanging. And then the other one, this one's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But this one is like similar in the sense that we have like kids in the foreground and the background. And then the background, is that supposed to be him? And it's like a figure, like you can't see his face, but he's like abnormally tall with like long limbs. I can't see the limbs in this one either, but it's like he's like bald and like long.
Yeah, and these are black and white. So
yeah,
it's supposed to look almost fake, maybe. I don't know.
I think it's supposed to look like it could be something different, but it looks like that. Yeah. That's a really good Photoshop.
Yeah, so he won, obviously. And this creature kind of came to life, and he gave the creature some characteristics. Then once it kind of took off, there were more characteristics that got added by fans of Slender Man. So some of these are he's abnormally tall and thin, like you said. He has a featureless face. I think this is on the newer side of characteristics, but apparently he has tentacles that sprout from his back, and he can kill people that way.
Okay.
He hides in the woods. His whole thing is like stalking children. And he messes with like camera and electrical equipment. Like maybe if you're in the woods with a video camera, it goes black or it turns off or it gets staticky or something. So that's kind of his deal. They have made Slender Man, The Arrival, which is a video game. And then there's another one, 8 Pages, which I think was more popular. It's from 2012, and it was downloaded 2 million times within its first month.
Okay.
I played that one, and it was really freaking scary. And I was with my 2 friends. One of them I was seeing romantically, and his best friend. And they were like, we just got this game. It's Slender Man. And I knew what Slender Man was already.
Yeah.
But they're like, you have to play it alone in the dark, and we're going to sit on the other couch. Because they were like, we were so scared playing this, you have to be scared too. And I was like, okay, fine. So I'm playing it. And it is really scary. Like, I go to the bathroom, and then... and like everywhere's dark because they made us turn off the lights because, you know, they wanted me to be scared. And I come out of the bathroom And my friend's like, hey, Allie, can you go check and see if the door's locked? So stupid me, I'm like, oh, sure. So I go over there, and freaking Jeff, his best friend, is standing in the corner wearing a Slender Man costume.
That's crazy.
Because one of them was Slender Man for Halloween. And I lost my mind because I wasn't expecting
they
it
got
at
you
all.
good.
I didn't know there was a costume in this area at all.
That's funny.
And it freaked me out. It was so scary. It was the scariest thing.
That's funny.
Anyway, and then they made a movie, Slender Man movie in 2018.
They did?
Yeah, I have the
Never
trailer
even heard
right
about
here.
that.
I'll show it to you later. So a lot of people think Slender Man came from creepypasta.
Or at least I think that.
At least Kirsten thinks that, and I thought that too. I wasn't sure. Like,
I think a lot of people found out about it through that.
Exactly. So creepypasta is what made Slender Man the man he is today.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on creepypasta.com, and creepypasta.com was just like back in our day. There was a bunch of like creepy stories that were made up by users.
Yeah, it's like almost like blog, like Reddit, but like anybody can write their stories and like submit them.
And it's supposed to be like paranormal or scary stories. Usually they're brief, like it's just like a short story. In today's terms, it's almost like a catch-all for any creepy story online that you find that isn't real. So yeah, Slender Man started popping up all over creepypasta.com, and then also just like anywhere else that there were creepy stories, like Slender Man kind of got popular that way. But what really brought Slender Man to like the mainstream world is when there was a Slender Man stabbing. Do you remember when this happened? Or
I actually I remember hearing the story of it like since I've been interested in like true crime podcasts in the last 5 years, but I don't remember like when it happened. It's weird because I remember like the creepypasta, like I remember Slender Man as a thing, but I don't remember really hearing about the true crime thing.
For some reason, I feel like I do remember it. I was confused because the whole thing is 2 12-year-old girls stabbed her best friend who's 11 years old, and they were claiming that they wanted to do it for Slender Man. Yeah. And I was like, but Slender Man's not real, you know? So then I was like, wait, is Slender Man real? Because I remember I had to like Google it, like,
oh, at the time?
Yeah, at the time, like, is Slender Man actually based on a real thing? Or but no, it's not. They just
they're just 12. Like they're 12-year-old girls being like weird in a weird fantasy world.
Yeah. So this happened May 31st, 2014. A girl named Peyton was stabbed 19 times.
Jesus Christ.
And I was reading how like 2 of the stabs hit major organs, and then one of the stabs came like within a millimeter of a artery.
But she died, right?
She didn't die.
Oh, she didn't die.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
So the night before, she was at a birthday sleepover with her 2 friends, Morgan and Anissa.
She was stabbed 19 times and didn't die.
Yep.
Well, lucky for her.
I know. Morgan and Anissa were her friends that she was staying the night with. In the morning, they took Peyton to a local park where they planned to kill her. And after stabbing her, Morgan and Anissa left her in the woods, and they traveled 5 miles on foot. And later they told the police officer interrogating them that they walked that far because they were in search of Slender Man's mansion. And also,
honestly though, I can see this because like when you're a kid, sometimes at 12 you don't like lose your childhood imagination, so they might have been like kind of like doing that kind of like make believe that you do when you're a kid of like oh, we're doing this right now and we're kind of like imagining it a little bit.
I would never stab my friend at 12.
No, but I wouldn't either, but like I think like the whole fantasy of like we're looking for Slender Man's mansion is like a childhood like make believe game.
I said how they walked 5 miles on foot, and there's actually an HBO documentary called Beware the Slender Man, and I watched a little bit of it before this. And when the police interrogated them, one of the girls was like, how far did I walk? And the lady was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I'm not that athletic, and I know we walked a lot, like a long time. Do you know how far it was? I would just like to know.
Okay.
Like she was worried about that, like while she's being interrogated about stabbing her best friend. So they were like, what the fuck? And then she had like they both had like no emotion at all. But apparently they told the police, like they were told by Slender Man that they had to kill someone to be worthy of living alongside them, and if they failed, their family would be killed.
Yeah, that sounds like they just made that. They were mad at this bitch for some reason, and they made that story up to like make it like give them some justification.
That's what I'm saying too. So yeah, they were like, we were scared of him. Sorry. But their trial already happened, and
that's 10 years ago now.
Anissa was sentenced to 25 years to life in a mental health institution. But she was granted early release in September of 2021 and served the remainder of her sentence in the community. Yeah, and she was monitored by a GPS tracking device and supervised by case managers.
I also want to know what happened to the girl that got stabbed. She's alive, though.
Yeah, she's alive. She spent 6 days in a hospital, and she's better. I'm sure she has. That would be so traumatic.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You don't know who to trust because, like, that's like, her friends.
Such a mind fuck.
Yeah.
Peyton told the court that she thinks Anissa should go to jail for longer than Morgan because Morgan just watched.
Oh.
And Anissa's the one who actually did the stabbing.
Well, yeah. And I would agree with that. Sad story. Don't trust your friends out here if you're 12.
Yeah, so that's all I got. Those are our urban legends.
Those are our urban legends. I hope you guys like them. We're also going to do Hexen and Blessings.
Yeah.
Because we have to. It's the
October.
month for it. Blessings and Hexens.
Blessings and Hexens.
Blessings and Hexens. I don't think I have to hex a specific person this time.
Okay.
I think it's mostly just like the universe sometimes is just not on your side.
Yeah.
And it's really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like this week, I don't know, I just feel like things have not been going right, but mainly my computer just like decided to stop charging. Everything else about the computer like perfectly works fine.
Yeah.
But 2 days ago or yesterday was it just was like, nope, not going to charge anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Use that for work.
And then so then I took it to the shop and I was like, I just need to buy a new charger, right? And then he was testing it and he's like, no, it's like not charging for anything. So we don't know what's wrong with it. And now I don't have a laptop for a week. But thankfully, Allie helps. So that's my blessing.
Oh.
I feel blessed by you, having you as a friend.
I feel blessed by you too.
Yeah.
Well, I have 3 laptops at my house, so I was like...
That is a blessing, though.
I don't...
That's a blessing. Because, like, what would I have done? I don't know what I would have done.
You would have bought a new laptop.
Yeah, probably. And then I would have been,
anyway.
like... I would have been, like, completely broke for a few months.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad I could help you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so hex the universe sometimes. Sometimes.
Like what the fuck is that? There's, like, no reason for that.
Yeah, things just have to be hard. Like it just makes
it's like
life hard.
When things start going well, it's like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah. No, actually
no.
You have too many good things happening to you. We got to balance this out. Fuck your laptop. Fuck your work. Fuck getting paid for a week. Like, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want to hex?
I just want to take care of Kadar, you know. Basically, it was one of our nights that we were drinking, and we were walking home, and we saw the security guard that works for Scientology on his little bike, and Kadar, being Kadar and drunk, looked at him, and he was like, hey, man, you know this is a cult, right? And the guy obviously got scared, like because he was like, saying this as he was pedaling away from us, and then he went into a door to like, get away from us, but he said, that's not nice, like that's how you make enemies of the church, like something like that. Kadar was like, oh my god, do you think he was being serious? Like, do you think I made an enemy of the church? Are they gonna come after me now? Like, freaking out. But he was like pedaling away while he said it, and then he like went into this secret door on the side of the parking garage. And I was like, oh, he's actually scared of you, Kadar. Like, he probably, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wasn't expecting it or something, but Kadar was freaking out. So I'm going to hex that guy just in case he comes for my man.
He's not going to.
No, he's not going to. But I don't have anyone else to hex.
Okay.
And then on the same, like close around the same day, I was outside. I was like taking the trash out or something. And I was wearing a cute little striped white and black dress with my little yellow chucks. And this random girl on the sidewalk said, "Okay, girl, it's giving Beetlejuice in the cutest way." And I was like, that's what I was going for.
That's nice.
And she's like, "You look so cute, and your bob is bobbing. Like, that is such a cute haircut." So I want to bless her. So two different interactions on my street.
I feel like, you have a lot of interactions on your street.
I do.
I really don't, because I live across from that elementary school, and there's like nobody on my street.
I do have a lot of interactions.
Yeah.
Actually, I know a lot of my neighbors.
I think it's also like because you have a dog.
Yeah.
Because you go out and walk the dog, and then people talk about the dog, and then they get in a conversation.
For sure.
Anywho, thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you so much. We are getting more listeners, which is exciting. So maybe we'll be sponsored at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
hit us up if you want to sponsor us.
Yeah.
But only if you're cool.
Only if we believe in the product.
Yeah, only if we would actually use the product.
We're not going to be fake,
Yeah.
Fake bitches. Like, we're going to be...
I'm only going to be sponsored by people that I would actually, like, purchase.
For. Yeah, or purchase.
Unless you're trying to give me $1 million, then we can talk.
And then I'll rep anything for that price.
Yeah. Well, most things I would rep.
Almost anything.
Yeah.
We do have limitations. Keep sending us your emails. If you have spooky stories, we still want them.
We are collecting spooky stories. You know what? I think we're going to post again to the Instagram about that, because last time we collected some fun spooky stories. Mm-hmm. We also have a special guest coming on, and then we're going to do another. We have 2 guests.
2 guests this month, which is crazy.
Which is going to be exciting, yeah. And, we're going to do a spooky story episode soon, too. So we don't even have enough time in October to do everything that we want to cover, but...
Yeah, we should just make this an October podcast forever.
Yeah, honestly. And this is like actual October supercharged.
Yeah.
All right, friends.
Thank you. Love you.
Bye.
Bye,
Mwah. I thought it was creepypasta.
No, Kirsten.